Thank you for listening. A list of content warnings can be found in the episode description. Take care. Enjoy the show.
Oh, great. It's Mantuak. Poor Shiv in this Burke. I'll shut him up. Maybe.
You still fail to find an end, biped. Have you retrieved the particular skull the master wants?
Not yet.
Then fetch it, biped, and do not return until you have it. Do not keep the master waiting.
I need to speak with him. There was no skull where he had said.
Impossible. Impossible. It can only be through your incompetence that you have faltered.
Sure. Say, would you like some cheese, Mantuak?
You hold out the wedge of Farret's poisoned cheese, and Mantuak snatches it from your outstretched hand. He sniffs it carefully, eyeing you suspiciously. With a grin, he devours it and sneers.
Don't think your pandering will gain you favor.
Suddenly, convulsing spasms shake his body as the toxins course through his veins. Bloody spittle drools from his mouth.
Run the hells, Mantuak.
Planescape Torment, the Unofficial audio series. A narrative let's play adapted and produced by RevocerGM. Combining in-game audio with additional voice acting through dialogue and descriptions to improve your listening experience. Rediscover the amazing story of the 1999 cult classic isometric video game, Planescape Torment, like you've never heard before.
Chief, I need you to figure this out soon. I'm losing my mind in here. Must you disturb my rest? While I welcome the sensation, I confess to desiring a sense of quiet. Huh? You talking to me? Yes. Or perhaps there is some other skull making a racket on these shelves. Oh, I see. There's so much going on down here, you need a little peace and quiet. Oh, wait, hush! I hear something. The sound of dust forming. Point taken. You are a little different from most skulls here, aren't you? More than just bones awoken. Me? I'm special. I'm the head of Vecna. But you can call me Le Petit Mort. Oh? Well, perhaps when I find a body again, I'll have to put that to the test. And which part? I'll leave that to your imagination. That you may do. Tell me about yourself. I suppose I can pass the time. I am, or was, ocean before the storm, a sensate. Now, alas, I am merely decoration.
A sensate? In a place like this?
Yes, I believe I've reached the quota on sitting on a dusty shelf. My boredom threshold is low.
What about all these other skulls on the shelf? They not provide a little stimulation?
Oh, they're nothing to relieve the tedium. Half are too dead to awaken without Lothar's magic. And the rest, well, we have the anarchist, who hates us all. The were-rat, who hates us all and himself. There is Stern, the old wizardly assassin. I don't know what he does, but he's basically evil.
Well, why don't we try and get out of here, eh? Just you and me.
No. Once I threw myself off the shelf and shattered. Next thing I knew, I was back on the shelf and we were all glued here. When Lothar tires of me, he'll dispose of me. Till then, I'll sit on the shelf and gather dust, answering Lothar's, and I suppose your, questions as needed. That is the extent of this miserable existence.
It sounds thrilling. How did you get here?
It's a long story. One that has to do with Ravel Puzzle, well, the Night Hag. Would you like to hear it?
It's not like we're going anywhere. Sure.
Very well. I was working in the sensoriums at the Civic Fest Hall. Ravel Puzzleworld, may the powers curse her black soul, had been coming there to find answers to riddles she'd encountered. She was a masterful solver of puzzles. Those that left our best minds baffled were but gauze to the force of her reason. Yet she had found difficulties that required outside answers. I heard that she was there to unlock the secrets of Sigil herself. Horribly ugly she was, taking no pains to use her magic to disguise her form, as I've heard she does, or rather did, from time to time. And that fiendish exterior frightened off many a potential factioneer. Still, I had to ask her what she was about, and whether she could teach me what she knew. That sounds like it could have been a bad idea. It was. She offered me a bargain, for she dwelt and dealt in riddles. If she were to answer my question, I must agree to answer one of hers. If I missed the answer, my life was hers. I agreed. She told me she intended to unlock the puzzle of the cage, to open it to all who wished to enter. Powers, fiends, celestials, modrons, and sladi, not to mention any inner-planar beings who chose to come along. The most important part to her was that all should know that the mystery that had baffled them for so long was unraveled by Ravel.
What does she do?
She asked her question. I could not answer it, though she assured me the answer was as plain as the nose on her face. My fellow sensates found me screaming in the sensorium when they arrived the next morning. I begged them to kill me, and they complied. None even suggested that I relish the new experience, so horrible it was. And here I am.
Oh, I'm sorry, I guess.
Your concern is endearing, but it's in the past now.
What was the question?
It was, how does one change the nature of a man?
After returning to the tunnels beneath Lothar's salon and dispatching the band of were-rats, a morbid thought crosses your mind. Lothar required a skull of great power in exchange for Morte. With nothing found within the tomb you had searched, you decide, grimly, to remove the sorcerer Mantuok's head from his shoulders, wrapping it in a cloth sack, hoping it will suffice. As you do, you notice that gripped within his vile claws is a black-bound tome. It radiates an unpleasant smell, and just touching it, you feel uncomfortable. You place it in your pack for now, but are not sure if you should even keep it, let alone open the thing. You climb up into Lothar's salon, and immediately his voice rings out around you.
Well, have you brought me the skull I require in exchange for yours?
There was no skull in that casket, Lothar. He appears, descending from a flight of spiral stairs, eyes fixing into yours. And you get the feeling he's sifting through your thoughts for a lie. After a moment, he releases you from his gaze.
What is the meaning of this? The tomb was so well trapped, so well defended from scrying magics, that it was a challenge even for me. There must be some explanation for this, and you will provide it to me.
I already have it. It was my own tomb. He strides towards you with surprising speed.
Your tomb. Your tomb. Interesting. I shall investigate this more carefully. Very well. Fetch me another skull, then, as you seem so attached to yours, and we shall see what answers I can provide. Our agreement shall be as before. Do not try to deceive me with just any bone, either. I am something of a connoisseur.
What about the skull of Mantuak? A flash of anger flares in his eyes, then dissipates.
Slay my servants, will you? Hand me his skull. I can smell his treachery, even in death. A careful skulker he was, but not careful enough, eh? I shall have his secrets from him, never fear, and I shall know his duplicity.
His fingers twist through an arcane gesture.
Your friend is released. He will await you above. Now, you must have your answers from me.
Yes, I have many questions. Why am I immortal?
Your mortality, your soul, if you will, that which allows you to live and die, is gone from you.
My mortality is gone.
Yes. It was stripped from you by magical means by the night hag, Ravel Puzzlewell. Your mortality is the key to your existence.
Is that why I've lost my memories?
Perhaps. It is likely if you were to be united with it, you would find your answers.
Tell me about this Ravel.
Ravel Puzzlewell is Enigma, even amongst the Dark Sisters. Some would call her balmy. Others say she plays a deeper game than any can see through. She is evil through and through, making the fiends you've seen in Sigil seem positively divine when compared to her. She is out of the reach of all now, thank the powers, for she was mazed by the Lady of Pain.
Mazed? Well, how would I find her?
Mazes are like pocket dimensions, small places between places. To reach one, you need only the portal and a key. I know not where either are.
What did Ravel do?
She was a maker of toys and puzzles, a solver of problems that didn't need solving. She decided that Sigil, the cage, was the largest puzzle box of all, and set herself to undo it, to let in the armies of fiends at her disposal, no doubt to upset the balance of the city, and turn the entire burg into a charnel house. Pray to any power you hold dear with thanks. She did not succeed.
I will find her then, and force her to return my mortality. Farewell. You make your way up the ladder out of Lothar's salon and head back onto street level. Morte bobs there, waiting for you. His head is bowed slightly with a sheepish grin, but otherwise looks unharmed.
I knew you'd be back, Chief. Finally realized you needed me, huh?
You bet. Without you, we almost made some progress.
Oh yeah? What'd you find? The secret to your immortality?
Something like that. Come on, let's go. Back in the lower ward, you tread through wide paved streets stained black with soot. Great chimney stacks rise from uniform bricked workshops, each streaming a near constant flow of choking dust and fume. A constant traffic of laden wagons trundle into large warehouses, pulled by sickly horses and even sicklier workers whose skin is tinged yellow and scarred with burns. The buildings are dark and blockish, with narrow, smoky windows and tiled roofs. Nearby structures pierce this slated canopy and stand out above the rest. Vast cooling towers, protruding so high you'd think they'd almost jab the opposing wards across the ring of Sigil, all built up surrounding a massive keep-like factory that glows almost golden from the heat, blazing with an orange gleam from its vents. Next to this complex, not quite as grand but somehow more imposing, is a massive siege tower. It pokes out like a jagged nail punched through the city with brutish impact. It is covered in dents, scars, and scorch marks, and seems to rival the rest of the ward for quantity of smog that belches from the flues on its side.
Ugh, oh, my lungs feel like a chimney. Yeah, Chief, where are we going? This air is making my skull itch.
I need to get my bearings, and a moment to think. Let's head to that bar. Guilt Spurs. You work your way back near to where you'd first fled the Alley of Lingering Sighs, and eventually find the scarred doorway of the Red Pony Inn. There's a light hubbub inside, as the late morning customers chatter at their tables, and you see Giltspur deep in conversation with a tall, slender figure. His face is angular and yellow, his nose is small and highly placed, and his ears taper to points. Dakon pauses as he sees him.
I would caution you against speaking to this Githyanki. Githyanki? They were once of common stock with the people, until Zerthamon made the pronouncement of two skies, and steel was bared. One race became two. It is a rift that cannot be crossed peacefully. If we share words, we shall bear steel.
We'll let it go then. Let's get out of here.
You tell me with his hail-seeing dog is, or I will...
The Githyanki turns his attention away from Giltspur and calls out.
Dakon, who wails on the walls of Shraklor. An unexpected surprise. Perhaps my blade will taste Shalaki blood today. This is not a place of battle, ye men. The entire multiverse is our battlefield, dog. There are no sanctuaries. There is no peace between you and I. Draw steel, and your blood shall stain the walls of this bar. It does it!
With a flash, both Dakon and the Githyanki draw their blades.
Whoa. Oh, no, not this time, not again.
Giltspur immediately dashes from behind his bar with startling speed, a smooth polished cudgel sitting comfortably in his hand.
Do not stand between our blades, barkeep.
And do not stand with a drawn blade in my bar, sirrah. If you want to fight with steel, then take it to the streets where the lady can be your witness. Several of the patrons all rise from their seats, staring Dakon and Yi Min down. Let it go, Dakon. After a moment, Dakon drops his guard, and Yi Min does the same, sheathing his sword upon his belt.
Shakat Zai has us bound for this moment. Perhaps we will cross paths again, Istak.
Dakon's glaive ripples at this, and his eyes follow as the Githyanki strolls from the bar. Thank the powers above and below. Can't be doing with another bash-up, not with all that's riling up. Giltspur, is everything all right? Oh, once again. You come to me once again, just as things heat up. Why is it, when anything happens interesting, it's you that steps inside? I've been wondering that myself. Sorry, I guess. No trouble, no pains. Men cloak themselves in intrigue not through choice alone. Now, you come to pay me back for the damages? Damages? Oh, yes. Wood, labor, and the will to fix it. Your mess put me back over 10 and 3 gold and a silver piece. Oh, right. The break-in. Break in, break out. It's all the same to me as long as you have the coin. Well, that's just it. I don't. You mean to tell me you don't intend to recompense me for the bother of cleaning up your mess? Because then, well, then there might be a problem. Do you have any jobs I could do? I certainly do, friend. I have a little errand that you could run, if you'll take it. All you need to do is run this handbill down to the print shop and ask Scofflaw Pen to drop 300 copies for me. Here, take it. He shoves a crumpled piece of paper into your hands. Thanks, I guess. What was that Gith talking to you about? Oh, just looking for another of those sword ringers. Hail something. Of course, I make a point never of sharing at Burke's business unless I'm given leave. Now, on you go. Time is precious, and I'll need more from you than a quick trip to the printers. Thank you, and farewell. Stylish script adorns the frame leading into this tidy bureau. Inside, Shelves stacked with files, typecases, and bottles of ink line the walls, and an ornate manual press stands ceremoniously beside a beautiful wooden desk. You can see, beyond a glass-paneled doorway, the main workshop, where rows of mechanical rotary printers ream out fresh pages, the smell of brass polish and binding glue just masking the vegetal stench of the newly dried pulp. An impressive place, if a little intimidating in its efficiency.
I've got a message for you to run. Here, take it and these coins. I'll be back with your receipt.
A moment. I have a message. Is that pen?
Don't know.
Hunched over this desk, scribbling on a piece of paper, is a stooped man with a tight-clenched expression on his face. His hair is thinning and drab, drawn back into a ponytail, and thin spectacles adorn his hooked nose. His age could be anywhere from his early 20s to his late 40s. He doesn't look up as he speaks to you.
I have to remember to. Yes. What do you want? Make it quick.
Giltspur asked me to deliver this handbill to you. He wants 300 copies. He reaches over and snatches the paper from your hand.
Oh, I'll have it for him later. Go, tell him.
And then turns back to his desk. What is this place?
Are you entirely dim? It's a printing shop. I print things here. Look around you. I print.
What do you print?
Books, pamphlets, handbills, words, letters, whatever. Though I don't do racy prints, and I won't fulfill any perversions you might want, nor do I care to ask. Now go.
Hold on. I still had a few questions.
Do they have to do with work?
Yes. Pen, right? Are you the one who wrote this note I found in the mortuary? Surprisingly, this scrap of paper you found the morning you awoke as you escaped the mortuary, although heavily stained with the ink blurring, has survived through all the turmoil of these past days in your pack. With a wary eye, he takes it from you, looks it over, and crumples it into a ball, which promptly crumbles into ash.
Someone's been defaming my good name, it seems. Now, did you want something?
Aren't you worried about that defamation?
Well, why would I be? It's just competition in Sigil. I've got a good idea of who it might be too, and I've got a little surprise of my own coming for him.
Can I be of any assistance?
Are you truly as stupid as you look? Of course not. Now, leave me be.
Farewell then.
Oh, adventure, glory. Aye, this is the life.
What are you talking about?
Oh, just fulfilling my dream of being a messenger boy. How exciting.
Right. I get it.
What are we doing? I thought you'd be charging off to find this hag. I have some questions. Tell me about yourself. You know the secret to my immortality? I mean, I don't blame you in stalling. Only a Balmy would go and search for her.
What do you know of her?
She's the evilest of the Grey Ladies, she is. Filthy mean, and with more power to toss around than some of the powers themselves. It's said she's all a brambles through and through, even her heart. It's said you can never kill her, because her body's like a tree. You lop off one limb, and there's always another still growing somewhere else across the plains. As I said, only a Balmy would seek her out.
Right. Well, after that encouragement, maybe you can understand why I'm a little hesitant. I need information. And for that, I need coin. But above all, I need friends. People I can trust. Because right now, it seems everywhere I go, there's another person I've pissed off. Another life that I've... So yeah, I'm stalling. Now, as I said, you needn't follow me if you don't want to. And if how I'm going about things is a problem, then perhaps it... Anna turns away, a glint of moisture gathering in the corner of her eyes.
Why'd you have to go and be so daft? was only teasing.
Anna,
If you needed coin, you could have just said.
what do you mean? She turns back around. Her face is a little red, but there's a bright glint in her eye.
What do you think I'm best at?
A sly grin stretches across her face.
Do you trust me?
Yes, Anna. I trust you.
Good. Now let's have no more of that.
Thank you for listening to Planescape Torment, the unofficial audio series, a RevocerGM production. To support the show and those involved, please consider subscribing to our Patreon or donating via our Ko-fi page. Links to both are in the description.